Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And this is a cracking one because it seems that several times before he died, obviously it would be pointless doing it afterwards, several times Alex Salmond met with the police and had very long discussions with coffee, if you know what I mean. He was neither under arrest nor suspected nor under suspicion. He was not a person of interest. He was someone who was voluntarily going to the police and providing them with great detail over the whole of the suspicious missing money, the £626,000 or whatever it was of SNP money that turned up missing. He was deeply involved in the investigation, providing evidence, providing information, basically telling them the sort of places that they may want to go and look, all sorts of things. Sources have claimed that Salmond discussed many different topics, and that this did indeed include talking directly about Peter Murrell, Nicholas Sturgeon, Osborne, Swinney, all of them. They were all involved, apparently, allegedly, it seems, according to this source. And so he spent quite some time, I'm sure, enjoying himself. I bet he loved having these conversations. I bet he was in his element, sitting there, spilling the beans, getting his own back on the woman who destroyed him. It was fantastic. Apparently, there was many meetings. They were all long, and it was... Well, according to the police, it was very useful information indeed. Isn't this stunning? He was not under arrest, as I say. These were not formal interviews. They weren't under caution. These were the laying of evidence type interviews, friendly chats. The police were very grateful. And they make a great note of saying at no point was he, anything other than a very helpful member of the public, shall we say. Very knowledgeable member of the public. And as someone who knows the party inside out, of course, he will know where the bodies are buried. Salmond would prove very valuable to this investigation. Someone the police would like to keep very much close to heart. It's understood that Salmond, I think he died in October, didn't he, was... deeply enthusiastic within these meetings. He enjoyed doing it. And of course, being the ex-party leader for so long, he knew all the characters. He knew all those who were likely to be involved. He knew the sort of things that they were likely to get up to because he knew how these people thought. Of course, Branchform is now, 3.5 years old? It's costing, got to be close to £1 million now. But I think it's worth it if it keeps giving them sleepless nights. And it's explicitly looking for this money. Obviously, with Murrell charged and having to go to court very soon, that'll be nice to see. And of course, just this week, Sturgeon, desperate to sort of deflect any kind of attention, was coming out saying, she knows nothing more. She's told the police everything she can possibly tell them. The police aren't coming back after her. It's all gone away now for her. It hasn't. The police have still not cleared her name. They've still not taken her off the list of people of interest, people who may well be rearrested, may well be charged. And this is only Operation Branchform, of course. You've got Operation Copa running as well. And of course, it was nice when she was arrested. I was very pleased to see that. Unfortunately, she was let go. And that was what? Where are we now? It's about 18 months ago, I think, wasn't it? Anyway, no, neither Sturgeon nor BT were released pending further. Yes, neither of them have been charged at the time. BT or Sturgeon, they were both arrested and released. Neither of them been charged. Although, as I say, it's still ongoing, and neither of them been cleared. It's only Murrell at the moment charged. But it would be nice to see them. I'm very surprised, though, that Osborne was never charged, or at least questioned, which is very surprising. She, of course, insists she's innocent of any wrongdoing, but of course she would say that. She's not going to come out and say, I was guilty as charged. And I think that this is hanging over the party like a bad fart. And it's great because while this ongoing investigation continues, it does cast a pallor over the SNP. People are still aware that it's there. It's the spectre at the feast, isn't it? It's hanging around, waiting to pounce. I'm just saddened really that Salmond's no longer here to see it. I would love for him to have sat in their court that day as an observer, watching as the sentence on Sturgeon was pronounced and it was 10 years in prison or something. He would have sat there with the smuggest grin on his face, wouldn't he? And it's a shame that won't happen. And then, of course, I'd have to wheel her back in sometime later to answer for the tens of thousands of deaths that occurred in Scotland. I hope that happens. I personally believe, and it is just a belief, I'm not stating it as fact, got to be careful, got to cover myself, but I personally believe she was possibly involved within all that shenanigans of COVID. Her and Freeman, the Shipman sisters, of, I think, maybe, allegedly, committing some very, very heinous acts that led to the deaths of tens of thousands. This would make her and Freeman, between them, possibly, allegedly, the most prolific mass murderers in peacetime, certainly outside of Germany in the 30s. Horrific, really, but I'm not alone in thinking this, of course. It is just rumour, it is only speculation, but I'm not alone in it. Many, many people think they are involved, and that's why the police are doing Operation Copa. Thank you, Leslie Roberts, for all the hard work you've put in on that. And so, as I say, it's a shame that old Salmond won't be there to see that one either, because he knows, or he knew, exactly what Sturgeon was like. She's psychopathic, I'm sure of it. And so there is no emotion there. And you can see there's the cold, dead lizard eyes, isn't it? The way she looks at people. There's nothing there. There's no humanity. That's the trouble with politicians. Most of them lack humanity or a sense of humour. And you can see Starmer's the same. They're all there, aren't they? Cold, dead, humourless. It's nice when they get their comeuppance, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. So, it seems Salmond deeply involved in the investigation. Good for him. A shame he's gone. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and I will speak to you later. Bye.